2 weeks passed already? Well, I guess it's time to once more read the new One Piece chapter 1186 once more. We'll continue with the Buster call against Esperia, which is in flames right now. Don't give up. Winning independence is our only shot at survival. And Brook is getting hypnotized. What? Or is he just in a state of confusion? Brook rushes to his fallen comrade, King Leuven. We need a medic, quick. The king is in critical condition. Oh. There's the cameo appearance of Shadow Imu, the silhouette version. Hang in there, big bro. Big bro! Brook is trying his hardest to awaken the king, while some memories awaken in his mind of their first meeting. Are you a fan, mister? Don't call me mister. Well, I suppose I'll just call you Big Bro. The good old times. Laughing away, carefree. And now we transition to Brook, in a panic crying, helplessly trying to save his big bro's life. Where's the damn medic? Imu staring. This sudden intrusion is quite the inconvenience. Imu slammed the door. Brook, you know that guy is dead already, right? You mean your father, you ungrateful little shit? And Brook is starting to get angry. You, who are you? What have you done to Princess Shuri? Exactly, man. What the fuck? Obviously, she's not herself. You see, I've watched over Shuri since she was a baby. She's totally incapable of this. There's nothing I don't know when it comes to the princess. But how come, in the present, you are still so angry at Shuri? Or you were before you realized Imu can possess individuals and turn them into literal demons. Let's see. Then tell me, Brook, did you know that I'm a celestial dragon? The truth comes out. I mean, as I said in the previous chapter, it was a very suspicious timeline when Brook mentioned that a celestial dragon drifted to Esperia, and after he left, Shuri's mother, Lady Gandel, was bedridden for months. Very sus. And I did say that this guy that Brook is pointing his rapier at, is that how you say that? The fencing sword. That guy is actually the real father of Shuri. Anyway, let's see what Shuri herself has to say. This guy wasn't my real father, of course. Did you know that? Yes, I did. Don't call him this guy. What are you even saying? You are the child of King Leuven. That's a fact. Can you prove that? Nice. I don't think DNA testing exists yet in the world of One Piece. Or MOREEEE, so that's irrelevant when it comes to the bond between a parent and child. It isn't. This is life-changing news. I should have been raised as a celestial dragon. These past 16 years were a complete waste. Don't you understand how angry that makes me? And that demand for 1,000 slaves? It isn't true. This guy just didn't want to hand me over. Stop calling him that. This guy, yes, do it out of spite. This guy was a good-for-nothing king who pointlessly led his people to their doom. So are these thoughts planted, manipulated by Imu? Is there any truth to this? Is there any true feeling from Shuri herself mixed in there? That's why I made him take responsibility. With the king dead, this war can end. That's true, at least, I guess. But defeat will make our nation a lawless land. That is no longer my concern. Hey yo, the guy's the dad. I can see the eyes. Wow, this might be the first time I'm actually correct about a theory. Knight of God, Saint Man Mayer Gro. My guy. Now, all we need to continue this streak of success is for him to have Smoker's Devil Fruit. And also Brook to play a sonata in the piano in the back. I remember you now. There was a kid with an afro among Candel's attendants. Well, the afro is a very distinguishable characteristic, I guess. You weren't allowed to come near me. There they are, the differently colored pupils. And Brook is shocked that we wouldn't normally come all the way to a backwater country like this to retrieve a single blood, but this kid possesses those mismatched eyes. Being born with that trait is truly rare, and the Great One desires them. I didn't awaken it myself, but she might. ... Isn't this shit related to what I also said in the previous chapter about being able to see the future because of those mismatched eyes? Because it was also very weird that Brook mentioned when they were training, you know, their swordsmanship. He mentioned that, oh, Princess Shuri, it's like sometimes you can actually see the future. a very offhand comment, but I thought it might hint at this. Anyway, Emu stops grow. Thou hast said too much. Oh, forgive me, great one. Hey, sorry. No, wait. This is just a dream, right? Again, this question has been said like a million times in the series. I just hope that in the end of One Piece, Luffy is not gonna just, wake up inside the barrel in East Blue and say, oh, that was a great sleep. At the end. I used to change your diapers. I know everything about you, princess. You're so patronizing. Shedding tears like that is beyond pathetic. By the way, I didn't mention it, but Shuri's eyes now are completely white. So is that the indication of her being possessed? I mean, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure every possessed individual by Emu has those whitened eyes. Shit, I don't know. I deserve stronger protection. That's it? You need better bodyguards? If I go to the Holy Land now, I won't need you anymore. To me, you were always an angel, but now you look like a demon. So you can see the demon wings and horns? Or is that, a metaphorical thing because she's now a cold bitch? Gavot. I couldn't protect Big Bro, the man who saved my life. Shit, Brook drops his weapon while Shuri is ready to pierce his skull. Oh shit, she actually does? What the fuck, I just said that. As a joke. Bond and Avant. Probably butcher that. And Brook begins to sing once again. Once more, as the title said. From frogs to cattle, from kings to chattel. Of the dead you'll find only bones get left behind. Bones alone, as everyone knows. That's just the way the story goes. What the fuck? Are you telling me that she just impaled only his afro? No, because there's actual blood dripping. So how the fuck is Brook alive? How many times this guy's gonna die, man? And they all just walk away. Well, he's inside a church or something. Maybe the Holy Spirit protected him. Let's see. Commander Brook. He's awake. It's a miracle. I'm shocked. A sword went through your head and you survived. It's a miracle. It missed your major blood, of course. Vessels and the brainstem. I'm not sure how much you remember, Commander. We shouldn't give you too much of a shock. No, I'm going to tell... Oh, wait. Wow, now I got a memory flashback. Of course, Brook always had, a scar on his forehead. Oh, so that's how he got it. Now it all makes sense. Let's continue. We failed. The king is dead. An eyewitness saw Princess Shuri boarding a government ship. Most citizens have already fled the country. Damn, they ditched? Commander. Oh no, his hood reopened. Commander, stay with us. Shit. And Brook lets it all out. He starts weeping. Oh, and the flashback concludes. And we see Brook in his skeleton form, touching his scar that is etched on his skull back then. I didn't even know what a devil fruit was. So the fact that devil fruits were rare actually is important in the story. I mean, in the beginning of the story, it was just like a legend. Most people didn't ever encounter someone who ate a devil fruit. Of course, that shit changed very rapidly. Now, every motherfucker and his grandma has a mythical zone. Anyway, the princess seemed so different after the king's murder. It was chilling. She looked like a demon. But I always thought I was hallucinating. If that was actually real, do you think it's okay if I put my faith in Princess Shuri once more? Trust, bro. If she's a victim, then, and we see Shuri still chilling in her ice cube. I want to save her, Princess Shuri. Brook is determined now. Please, everyone, lend me your strength. No need to be so formal. Let's hurry and smash that ice. I wonder if lightning will do the trick. A radical beam. Of course, everyone would be on board. We are a family. Brook is sprinting. Walrus School. Cafeteria. Oh, Luffy is finally finished. Finally feels full. That crazy new guy is Elbaf's enemy, right? Then, he's my enemy too. I'm overflowing with power. Okay, so at least he's not spooked anymore. Because when he failed the haki the first time, he was kinda shook. The way I'm feeling right now, I don't think I can lose. Yes, let's go back to the fight. Loki versus Emu. Targeting kids. The whole government sure plays dirty. Thou art ignorant of the reason then. Shall I enlighten thee? 800 years ago. No spoilers! The giant race were defeated in a bid to rescue their children. 800 years ago? What are you saying? A few centuries is not nearly enough to change the nature of a race. So you're using the same playbook without fail, then people inevitably bend the knee. when thine offspring are taken. So that's why you were obsessed with that ridiculous plan. Ignorance of the significance of what is occurring is irrelevant. History always repeats itself. It's already too late. Thou art all slaves of Mu. What the fuck are you talking about? You prick! That's the best insult you could think of, Lucky. You jerk! What are you trying to say? Hey, dumbass. Yeah, that's better. Let's go, Luffy. Nani? He was surprised. Get off of Elbaf! And gets fucking rocked. Right on the chin. Made him spit blood immediately. One strike, exactly. With just one punch. What are you, Saitama? Well, I guess it's time to go for that deep seafloor level, bottom of the ocean, Titanic type of analysis. Let's go. We open the chapter with Brook being in delirium, and he said this is the first time he encountered a devilhood ability. We can also see in that panel those spirals from the fucking devil fruits going straight through his mind or something, alter his reality. We see him on the top of the bird head of Saint Marcus Mars. Him always needs to be in charge. I guess he can possess them whenever the fuck he wants. And by them, I mean the Gorosei, because they have the deepest type of connection, right? Of covenant. They are fully bound to the god. We see Brook over the corpse of his fallen brother. By the way, for some reason, I don't know if it's important or anything, but Oda didn't show us King Leuven's face after he got slain. Like, for instance, in this page, in the panel that Brook is holding his head, his facial features are covered by the text, the speech bubble, and later, like in the next page, we only see from King Leuven's back. Then Nemo pops out to close the door so he can talk freely, and he says this is quite inconvenience, like Harald's death. Then Brook directs his attention to Shuri's papa, because he must be behind this shit. And then Shuri reveals her true nature. She's a celestial dragon, but only half, right? Then they have a little debate about what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a family. And that's a core message of the story, right? That you don't have to be bonded by blood to be parent and child, but also brothers, like Brook and King Leuven. Or like Luffy, Ace, and Sabo just need to drink some sake. And if memory serves, Leuven gave Kid Brook a bottle of some alcohol. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck Shuri's complaining about though, because she's saying like, oh, I'm a celestial dragon, I wasted my life here. It's not like you were living in a favela, dirt poor, you were a fucking princess. What the fuck? Relax. And if anyone is doubting that she's being brainwashed, here's the undeniable proof. She claims, what? The government? They don't own the slaves? No way. And Shuri supposedly killed the king to end the war. For the people, for the common good. Then we get a close-up of Shuri's biological father. He has really long black hair, mismatched eye color, and some clown shoes. He's Saint Manmeyer Gro, father of Manmeyer Gunko. He says that they normally don't come back for their bastard children after they fuck around and get these poor unsuspected women knocked up. But Shuri is special because of the eyes, of course, and because Imu likes them. And then he goes and starts rambling about some power which lies dormant in those who possess that trait. What could that be, that power? As I said before, it could be fortune telling, seeing the future. By the way, what if Imu really desires those oculi, those eyes? Because he has them. We never saw the other eye, right? It's covered by those bangs. Then Shuri starts marching towards Brook, emotionless, ready to strike him down, while Brook is crying his eyes out, which Shuri finds pathetic, and that's why she wants to go to the Holy Land to get more stone-faced security. And as Shuri prepares to deal the finishing blow, Brook starts reminiscing, remembers her as a kid, an angel, he says, and so he lets go of his weapon. All the while Shuri's blade inches closer, and I would assume she's ready to kill him by using techniques that he taught her. I think Oda here displays the difference between Brook, who still has a heart, you know, still a human with emotions, and this cold-hearted demon bitch. Brook can't bring himself to harm the child of his savior, even if that child killed his savior. And on the other hand, Shuri has zero reservations of killing, first of all, the man who raised her. Biological dad or not, she chose to side with a sperm donor, but also she doesn't hesitate to murder the guy she supposedly was in love with, and Brook makes his choice. It's like what King Riku said back in Dressrosa: if murder is the only way to survive, then I choose death. Well, I guess that's the difference. We see Shuri's sword penetrate Brook's cranium, but he's fine, it's alright. And in the meantime, Brook's song, Only Bones Get Left Behind, echoes through the cathedral walls. I mean, I said it's a church, but is that actually just the throne room? Brook wakes up and he relives those traumatic memories, which reopen his wound, both in his head and in his heart. Then we shift to the present, with Brook being in his only bones get left behind form, but he also still has his emotions. He's still crying. He also confirms that Shuri looked like a demon, so unless he's speaking in a figurative sense, what the fuck was the excuse of Rock's crew when they abandoned him, man? Brook chooses to put his faith in Shuri, and everyone gets ready to smash that cube into pieces. We also get to see a revitalized Luffy spring into action. He literally just jumped. And we get a glimpse into the past through Imu, who is a history buff, it seems. He says the giants during the Void Century were defeated because they were trying to save their children. So the 20 Kingdom Alliance used children as hostages. That was their ultimate play. I'm guessing it was something like, we're gonna sacrifice ourselves to ensure the future. Kinda like what Harald said before dying. It's all about the future, the children, something like that. So Imu employs the same strategy to subjugate the giants, because he's saying that history always repeats itself. Are we stuck in a time loop? I'm guessing that's where the concept of fate comes in. And also Luffy, who, as I said before, is the destiny destroyer, the freer from fate. That shit doesn't apply to Luffy, and he punches the fuck out of Imu. Alright, before we close, let me share my quick thoughts about that history repeating thing. First of all, back in Lockdown, the narrator said legends that endure in the future were events that took place in the distant past. Well, I mean, that makes sense, because, I mean, that's what a legend means, right? It's an account of something worth mentioning that happened long ago. But if history has a cycle, maybe the reason that those legends remain is because they keep re-happening. And of course, in the same page, we have the mock execution of the future Pirate King in the same platform that the previous Pirate King got executed. Next, we have Robin in Skypiea, when she was fighting against Yama, this fat fuck that kept destroying the ancient giant ruins. Anyway, Robin says, fools who don't respect the past are doomed to repeat it. So it's about respect. It's like the opposite of what Imu said. Imu says ignorance of the significance of what is occurring is irrelevant. Imu is of the opinion that it will keep repeating no matter what. Later, when Robin discovered the poneglyph letters on a wall of ancient Jaya, when she deciphered it, it said, hold the truth in your heart, keep your mouth silent. We are the ones who weave history. What the fuck? Weave history? And then she continues with the reverberations of the Great Bell. I don't know, it's very cryptic. Well, I don't think I can decode it right now, but I thought it was interesting to mention. Well, maybe they meant something like what Robin said at the end of Skypiea, when she was talking to the Sandia chief. She said, if you connect and read all the poneglyphs in the world, they will become one document that will fill the void century that is missing. And in that panel, where we see the scattered poneglyphs, some of them are connected, attached to something like a string, like they are woven together, you know. But if history is repeating itself, does that mean the poneglyphs have written prophecies in them? Let's fast forward to O'Hara and then turn back the clock to go to the Robin's flashback when the old government was executing the Buster call against O'Hara. The scholars there, you know, tried to save and did manage to save the books from the library of O'Hara and shit, the Tree of Knowledge. Robin's mom says history is humanity's greatest asset, and that we should, you know, pass on the knowledge and shit to the next generation. But then she goes, O'Hara wasn't trying to expose history, but to retrieve and protect the voices of the past. Then, when the scholars were throwing the books into the lake, they said, we have to save the words of our predecessors going back several thousand years. I mean, so if history is repeating itself, we must have some indication from those books. Robin must know something if it goes that far back. And let me end with this Clover quote. Right when the Tree of Knowledge finally fell down after it got crisped, burned from the cannon fire. Anyway, he says, so this is the history that man has chosen. But is it a choice or is it fate? Speaking about the inevitability of history and shit, I'm reminded of the infamous Rayleigh scene at Sabori when Robin asked him, hey, did you guys find out the true history? And he said,
yes, we know.
But then he goes, even if I told you everything in history right now, there is nothing you could do about it. Is that because everything is predetermined? You can't escape destiny? Well, I mean, there's no way that's true because of Luffy, as we said before. But anyway. But speaking about reoccurring instances and themes and shit, the giants that Imu was talking about, were they the frozen army of Galela Warhammer giants that are stuck in Punk Hazard? Are those the guys that bent the knee trying to save children? Because if that's the case, was the whole plotline then in Punk Hazard trying to rescue those giant children from Caesar's experiments? Was that like a hint? Alright, last thing that came to my mind.
Imu is Robin's dad.
A possible foreshadow about this. Remember Saul, Jaguar D. Saul. He was captured by the method of freezing, trying to save a Kid Robin. Well, there is a lot more to say about this whole history bullshit, but that's for another video. Well, I guess that's it for today, so see you in the next one.